Hey everybody, thanks for joining me, man. Excited to get into part 2 of the emotional interview behind the scenes of our flooded desert escape. This was requested by Mango. Part 1 is already up. This is I posted this one just a couple hours after part 1. I don't know what that looks like because I haven't watched it yet, but we're going to get right into it. Let me go over here, and I tried to back these up just a little bit, and so y'all can kind of recalibrate where we're at for part 2. At least that's my intent. So let's get into the intro and then right into the interview. Here we go.
However, started shallow, got real deep. Luke was in there, he was getting a bit bogged, and I, at this point, was driving up to him thinking, oh, it's a bit deep, I better catch him so I can sit behind him. Then he slowed down, and I started floating at this point, and I thought, this is not good. So I banged the Prado into reverse and was starting to come out, and it slipped a little bit as I was coming out, and I thought,
yeah, it's just super deep, man. It's coming over my bottom. Yeah, I'm driving.
I've just bottled this car like it's done.
And lots of people are probably going to say, especially about the Pajero, why didn't you do something about, we talked about making a snorkel or even turning the air boxes up with the bonnets off, but we had the system in place and we hadn't got any that deep and it was working. Same with breathers. Breathers hadn't even crossed their mind until after it happened, but we had a system in place and the water wasn't that deep as the tail car, but obviously we were 2 days into it and the water was soaking in, so it was actually muddy on the bottom. It was a challenge.
And I also think it's easy to, I'm not defending myself in any means, but I reckon when I watch this footage down the line, I'll even think, I should have done this. I'm doing it right now.
Exactly, yeah, we did it all last night. Yeah.
But when you're out there and you're wet and you're cold and you're tired and you've been eating the same food, you've been sleeping next to some dirty blokes and stuff, and you're all a good bunch of mates and things, but you're fatigued.
It turned from filming a show to getting out. So our main focus was getting out, not modifying these vehicles to be able to get out.
And it was at this point we thought, once we got the camera car out, we downed tools for a second, and that's where Luke made the call to Ben from the Birdsville Hotel and just said, hey mate.
We're in a bit of a situation. We've got 2 vehicles that aren't running.
Probably very important you get past Air Creek metre by metre and just keep moving towards Birdsville.
The call came in. Were you expecting it? What was going through your mind when you got the call?
I knew you guys were floating around somewhere out in the Simpson area because we'd seen a bit of social media around it from Mount Dare, but we just didn't know where. Mm-hmm. And then I wasn't surprised, but I was surprised because it had been a fair bit of time since you're at Mount Dare.
Yep.
So I was like, at first, I was like, oh yeah, well that's where they are. And then I thought to myself, that's where they actually are.
Yep.
Like they've got a bit of work ahead of them. So, you just go into the mode of like, okay, what's the best way for these guys to get out?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, for sure. And the advice you gave us will stick with everyone for a very, very long time. The words you said to us was, you just have to keep moving east, I think is what you said.
You really do, because we knew that it was what had happened to the west and the rain that they'd had over the Mount Dare side. So it was immediately clear to me that heading towards Birdsville was the best option, because the whole situation, the whole challenge can start to fall apart. But if your group works well together and the camaraderie is strong, then people push through and they just go, right, let's just keep working at this metre by metre. Mm. If it falls apart within the group, it's over.
Yep, yeah, for sure. And that's good, because it didn't fall apart within the group and we worked hard together. What do you reckon about recovering the Prado and the Pajero? How long do you reckon it'll be, and do you feel like doing it?
We're keen. We love a challenge. we really love a challenge. And, when there's a recovery on out there, our ears prick up, because we take on challenges every day, and we love it. It's early days to know what the water's going to do that's coming down, but it'll certainly reopen at some stage in the future for the season. And for fall drivers, this is the year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. After flood, it's unbelievable. We have this package that's $495, and that covers all of the area, majority of the area where we know people break down in the desert. And if someone breaks down and they have that package, we just go and get them.
It's now been 82 days since we abandoned the backpacker rigs on that dune.
Jumbo, you can't park there, mate.
Just 2 days ago, Noah from Birdsville managed to make it out there, load the vehicles onto the Birdsville recovery truck and bring them back. For you watching at home, if there was ever a time to head out to the desert, it's now. You might never get another chance in your lifetime to see it like this. Just don't expect to spot our cars still parked on that dune.
Hope you're enjoying the episode. It has been an epic trip. Right now, out here on the ground in Junda, and we've been able to experience firsthand the impact of the recent floods. And to tell you the truth, it has been heartbreaking to see just how much damage it has caused. Right now, there are a lot of Aussie farmers doing it pretty tough.
When it all started, we just had 10 days solid of rain. Come sort of day 3, we knew that it wasn't good, and we started to make some challenging decisions that we needed to get a chopper in pretty quick and start cutting fences and letting stock out of their paddocks. It was definitely a time of, tragedy and loss, and trying to explain it to people about how much water there actually was. It's difficult to comprehend. Just for us alone, I think it'll be definitely a good couple of years before we can sort of get back on track. But yeah, we're just every day get up and make an effort to fix a fence and work on cleaning up and getting things back to normal as quick as possible. Yeah.
We set out to find a charity that we could really get behind, and one that really stood out to me and one that I'm really proud to stand with is Aussie Helpers. With barely any admin fees, I knew our support was going straight to the farmers where it's actually needed.
Aussie Helpers have been fabulous at helping us out, and they initially provided us with all this lovely hay, which is very helpful. But Debbie's also, kept touch and just been more or less like a mother, I suppose, just ringing up and seeing how we're going and if we need anything. It's definitely a service that people probably don't know about and should.
Aussie Helpers has been out there supporting farmers with feed for livestock, food for families, helping to cover school costs so kids don't miss out, and even providing mental health support for farmers so they don't feel forgotten. This is a charity we really believe in, and if you're keen to help out as well, jump over to aussiehelpers.org.au to see how you can help make a difference.
Now, at this point, boys, how are you feeling? You've just seen our cars get stripped and yeeted onto the top of a dune to be rescued in several months. I had a bit of a moment up there. I'm not sure about you.
No, not really.
I had a little bit of a moment where I sat in the car. I was like, this is pretty serious, and I'm not sure how this is going to go. Mm-hmm. And then the way we banded together to make it work was, it was pretty inspiring. And I guess the feeling after that, 20 meters of mud with the roof racks, that sort of just pumped everyone back up.
Yeah. We made it.
Mate, I was a bit worried, but I felt if we can get there, we should be all right. So that's where he said, once you cross that tonight, you should be safe.
Up to that point, I was over it. I was like, I'm done with this trip. This trip sucks. However, it might take a long time, but we can get out.
Luke, how many Ks to Air Creek?
9 kilometres. I think we just keep pushing into the night.
Yeah, mate, we are ready when you are.
We're going to just hit send and see what happens.
So we're at, hopefully, what the vibe is this is our last morning in the desert. We're getting out today, and then we crested the dune before Big Red.
I just remember coming over, because at this point I was sort of out the front, and you roll over a crest, and you're like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah. I said it over the radio, and I was like, oh no.
I thought you were joking to start. You're like, because we knew it was the last one, and Tank comes over the radio. You're like, oh no.
To put it into perspective, that crossing was about 1.3 kilometres of water we had to cross. Talk us through it. What were you thinking before that water?
So I kind of hit the point of it's 50-50. It's going to work or it's not going to work. To say that about your own car and go, it might be living in the middle of the Simpson underwater was actually a bit terrifying. But Luke gave us a call and he said, all right, boys, we're ready to go. And I drove in, and at first I was really confident. I was like, this is working. We got maybe a quarter of the way, maybe halfway. These boys are going, go left. And I'm like, I'm full lock left, and the car's just going right. And going into the deep stuff, which you'd said to me, don't go there.
Start doing it with me now. Okay.
Go, let's go! Over here!
It was past my waist, and I'm not a short bloke, and it was boggy down the bottom as well, was the line that you went, and you didn't have a choice. But how much of that was the Prado pushing the 79?
There was a lot of the Prado pushing the 79. That bull bar got a huge workout on the Prado. It just got to the point where you give them a nudge, and then I felt like it's not just a nudge anymore, it's a constant push.
You didn't get a chance to say anything because I had the radio on the whole time. I'm like, Dave, don't stop. It was the first time I proper panicked. I'm like, if we stop here, this car's a write-off. Like, it's game.
That's what I thought too. I was redlining by little 2.8 to get you across. Oh no, I'm sitting on the other side of the base, waiting for you guys to cross. And you guys made, I was like, oh, it took some of it away, and I was like, oh, now it's my turn. I jumped on it and dove in, going all right first, and then, say 200 meters in, hit Jesse on the radio, say, hey, I think I'm stuck.
I panicked for a second. I didn't even grab reverse straight away. I was like, we're done. What are we going to do? And then luckily I grabbed reverse, struggled. I went forward. I think we struggled again, went back again, and we got out of the ruts, and I was sort of real taily. And that's when I noticed I was catching up to Pete real quick.
All the lights and dashes telling me to turn
the car off,
and I'm like, I cannot turn this car off in the middle of these.
When we got across that one, I know for me and Pete, we didn't even get out of the car and celebrate. We're just like, what just happened? We started this road trip, a 4,000 kilometre road trip to get ex-backpacker cars here. The ex-backpacker cars are in there with your teddy bear and my bolt sausage. And to get here was just like, we're here, what do we do now? It was crazy.
And hopefully that answered some of your questions. Of course, if you have any more, chuck them in the comments below. We'll be sure to answer them. I reckon for now, we got to prep for our next trip. But boys, thanks.
Enjoy.
Cheers.
All right, man. Excellent interview or story that they put together for sure. And I'm glad obviously they made it out. They wouldn't have been given the interview to begin with, but it took them another 82 days, close to 3 months, to get those two other four-wheel drives that they had to leave out there for various reasons, apparently. But yeah, man, what like I said, these things, when you're with a bunch of friends I can speak about when we were in the military, when I was in the Marine Corps, that, man, the things that you did with those guys just made you a tighter outfit. Y'all just banded together to get out of whatever it was, man. And those memories will last forever. And I've been retired for longer than I was in, and I still am in touch with most of those guys, and I'm sure that's the way these guys, these blokes, these mates will be as well. All right, y'all, that's going to do it for me. Thank you, Mango Hippie. I think one more for you. I think so. All right, so I see y'all again. I'll catch y'all down the road. Bye, y'all. Let me get over here.